Hi there, everyone. It's Diane Evans with stampingwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is one of your first times joining me, welcome. Whether you're on YouTube, make sure that you've subscribed. And if you're on Facebook, make sure that you've given StreamYard permission in order to give your name for when you're doing this. Now, if you're watching this on a replay, it is live. And if by any chance that I happen to mention and talk to people, it's because it's a live video. So welcome to Wednesday. It's Mystery Wednesday. I had issues with this one. I don't know why it was so hard for me. I think because I had something in mind. And you know what? I got to change this because that is not my host code right now. In any event, so the mystery clues are designer series paper, or DSP as I like to call it. The other one is thank you, and ribbon or twine. And it's interesting because like I say, I had plans on what I was going to do with this particular card, and it didn't work out. And that happens. But in any event, I did come up with something else, and I'm actually very pleased with this. Have you noticed in the back, and you're going to find this in the back of your mini catalogs, like the J to D mini catalog, the annual catalog, and also the J to A catalog. And I know that sounds really funny, but our catalog is only going for 4 weeks, starting in our 4 months, starting in next year. But anyways, in here they have, and I'm going to bring down because you can't see this part. What I'm showing is in the back for a hostess thing. They have these beautiful papers, designer series papers that you can get. You get 48 sheets. And this is for a host value that you can get for $24. And the actual value is $40 in there. Has some beautiful paper in there, and I haven't used it enough. So that's the reason why I want to go in to use this. So we're going to be using something like that. We're going to be doing a tiny bit of a fancy fold card. This may be, I'm not sure, it could be the thank you cards for a style of this, the thank you cards for December. But actually I'm thinking more, it will be kind of like this, but not really like this. How does that make any sense? In any event, let's get going on this card. It's kind of a flap card. I'm stuck on these flap cards. So in any event, it's kind of neat. So I'm going to actually use this stamp, the Framed Occasions, because it kind of looks a bit like this particular stamp set, what I'm using. And this is the designer series paper that I'm using. And you don't see too much of this designer series paper, but it is very, very pretty. And this is Blackberry Bliss. So we're going to be using that. I have to be careful. Hello, Margaret. I got to roll up my sleeves because we're using Blackberry Bliss, and I am a little careless and a little wild with that. And then for the thank you part on this card, we're using this Flowers of Friendship. I think this is the best saying that I think there is. There's a thank you for everything, many thanks from all of us, but this little card, big thanks, I think says it all, does it not? All right, so I have a piece of Blackberry Bliss. It happens to be 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and I've scored it at, when I go like this, I've scored it at the 5 1/2 inch, but we're actually going to turn it this way. I have a piece that's 4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to go on the inside. But before we put that down, this is the piece that cut off at this side here. So you're not losing anything. Hello, Melissa. I'm going to be in your neck of the woods for Christmas. I do like going to Winnipeg for Christmas, because that's where the younger family is. So in any event, this piece happens to be, I'm going to measure this here. It's 2 1/2 by the 4 1/4, and I've scored it at a 1/2 inch here. And what I want to do is, this is where I want this flap to come there. So I'm going to come in with my tear and tape. I do enjoy, as long as they'll let me go to one of the restaurants there, I'm fine. They don't seem to have too much planned this time, so that's kind of a neat thing. I know I'm going to a Christmas concert the day I get there, but it's all good. Anything to be around the granddaughters, right? In any event, I'm just going to go ahead and put this part right here. Like I say, no waste from this card at all. So let's just go put this down here. It's Blackberry Bliss. I don't see which restaurant. Well, you know what, Melissa, you have some excellent restaurants that you go to, and I'm going to have to get the kids trying them. I've actually, when I see that you've gone to certain restaurants, I always say, oh, have you tried this one? Have you tried that one? In any event, I have to go to the Old Spaghetti Factory. There's personal reasons why I go there, but in any event, that's where I have to go. This piece is going to lie in there, and then this is going to come over. Now, what I've got here is a piece of So Saffron, and it happens to be, I'm going to keep forgetting these measurements, is 2 3/4 by 4 inches. That's going to go on there. And then we have this beautiful piece of designer series paper, and it's going to be 3 3/4 by 2.5, I believe. So let me just double check that one again. No, yeah, by 2.5. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. I love this Blackberry Bliss on there. And it's funny. I was going along, and I thought, oh, I really wish that we had some Blackberry Bliss stamping blends. And guess what? They didn't retire. So we do have it. Hello, Lorraine. Hello, Ina. Yes, I thought we didn't have Blackberry Bliss stamping blends, but they're in there. They're in the books. So in any event. And then this piece is just going to go right on here like so. And then this is going to flap over. This piece here is 2 1/4 by 3.5, and it's going to hit right on there. And then we've got a 2 inch by 3.5 inch, or 3 1/4 inch is going to go on there. But I'm going to do some stamping on here. Now remember, my clues I have to use are designer series paper, thank you, and I have to use ribbon. So I'm going to come in with this really cute saying, little card, big thanks. This is a new one, so I got to be careful that I don't. Oops, that's crooked. Now, by doing this is when I get my fingers messy. Okay, let's try that once more. Ooh, it's really not straight. I don't want to go put my fingers on there. So let's try that one more time. 4 times the charm. No, okay, that's good. So what I want to do is I kind of want to put this, let's see, where do I want to put this? I'm going to actually put it right down about here. And then I've got these flowers from here. Oh, do I not have that flower? Kind of doesn't look, oh, there it is. Okay. Now this is really going to stain it up badly, but we're okay. And then I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm actually going to use, I'm thinking the green that's in there is either a pear pizzazz or else it's an old olive. And I'm going to use old olive from this designer series paper. I'm thinking that's going to work. If it doesn't, I'm not sure what we're going to do. So let's go in with our old olive. This is another color that I don't use much of. So, okay, so let's go in. Oh, this old olive might be almost, oh, there we go. So let's just go and put that on there. It's kind of like that. Let's go here. And then I want to come in with this flower. See how that's going to go. Let's go there. And I'm kind of stamping it off. And the reason being for that is so that it kind of goes along with the paper, because it's kind of, it's a little muted on there. See this? I'm going to have to put one right there. And the reason I do is because this ink has gotten all over the place. So there's our stamping. Kind of like that. And like Anna said, they are pretty colors, that's for sure. So this is going to go here. Now, what I could do to make sure that this actually lays down is I could go ahead and use a magnet on there. And you know what? I just might go ahead and do that if I find them quick enough. There we go. So I'd purchased these little magnets from Amazon. We're going to use 2 of them. They're nice and thin. They're about 1 millimeter thin. I'm going to close that up, and we're going to put this on here, and I'm going to show you how this works. I do want it to sit down because otherwise it won't. So, all right. So I'm just going to put one of the magnets right here, and I'm going to come in with my glue dot. Whoops. Okay. We're going to put the glue dot onto the magnet, and then we're just going to put this right here. And it's so thin that when I put this piece of card down, it's not going to even show. So let's go ahead and glue that on there. Like I say, this was not at all what I intended to do, but this is kind of pretty. This is a very, very simple design to use, and plus you use the full piece up, and yeah, I think it'll work quite well. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in with this other magnet, and I'm going to stick it down there, and that's going to click on there. So what I want to do is I want to come in with my glue dot, put a glue dot on the back of this. Oops. It's not good. Whoop, just put a glue dot. Whoops. Obviously my Stamparatus is magnetized. Okay, so that's stuck down to there, and now I can go ahead and put this piece on here. So let's just glue that on. I've got to remember, I've got to get this bow on here somehow. Let's just put this on here. Whoops. So who's excited about the new catalog coming? Oh my goodness, I am already thinking about the new catalog, what we're going to do for our launch. Our launch is going to be a little bit later in April, and the reason being, in January, and the reason being for that is because of other commitments and me not getting back from Winnipeg until the 31st. So all right, now let's just go ahead and put this down here. There we go. I just want to make sure that that's on there good. And this is just going to head down like that. This looks kind of nice when it's just dark like that, but it's not going to. There's some really sweet items, Ina. There really are. And they're really growing on me. And just to let anybody know, for the stamp camp, we are using By the Bay, which is an international stamp camp. And registration will be open very quickly for that. And then what happens is you buy the suite, and then you end up with 13 make and takes plus 13 alternative projects. All right. So I thought this ribbon would be really, really pretty on there. And I think what I might even do is come in with this Blackberry Bliss designer series, stamping blends. And I'm just going to use this. And I'm so happy that this ribbon is carrying over. This has got to be the prettiest ribbon with that gold in there. It's just amazing. So I'm going to see how that's going to look as a bow. Originally, my first instinct was, and I don't want to put this onto the card. Yeah, the magnets work really well. See, they just clip down. All right, so I'm just going to tie a bow. I do the bunny ear technique with this particular stuff. This ribbon is the easiest to tie a bow. And just remember that making a bow, the whole key to making a really good bow is to make sure that it's tight. There we go. I'm just going in. I think I can make the loops just a little bit smaller. There we go. And then we're just going to go ahead and put this right up here. All right, I'm going to come in with the glue dot for that. And originally what I was going to do was use ribbon and twine, but because I used the two-tone ribbon, the gold ribbon, I don't need to use the twine on there. I was going to wrap a twine around there. There we go. So that's just going to go like that. Now let's go ahead and put this on the inside. And I think we can go and we can stamp some more on there. Thank you. Yeah, the magnets are really good. Like I say, I will let you know that there's 80 to this pack and they're 1 millimeter round. Just to let you know, because a lot of people are ordering the ones that are too thick, and you got to make sure that they're thin enough. All right, so let's just get some of this here. Just going to stamp that right about there. And I'm going to come in with my flower. Stamp that off because we want it to kind of match to the there we go, just like that. And I close that up right away. There we go. So little card, big thanks. And then we're also going to put some embellishments on here as well. Now, originally I thought, well, I could use my solid faceted gems and color them. I'll show you what they look like, but it might even be better to just stay with iridescent rhinestones because it'll pick up the beautiful colors. So let's just put that down there. All right, so this is going to go like this. That's covered up. That goes like that. Now, see, I turned around and I'd use these elegant faceted gems and I colored them, but I don't really like them. So I'm going to come in with the iridescent rhinestones, and we're just going to use those because they look so pretty with any card. All right. Just like so. Whoops. You can see I've got some of that ink. There we go. Just like that. Make it so it's fairly simple. All right. So there's the card, and a very messy desktop now. And it just goes like that and opens up, and there's the card. Oh, awesome, Regina. We've got 2 of you from the South Pacific on here. That's really good. All right. So, like I say, very messy desktop there. But there's the card. it has designer series paper. It's a thank you card, and it has ribbon or twine on it. So there's the mystery. Now, don't forget to enter to put a card down by using those 3 clues. Put it in my Facebook group. The group is down below, right to here we go. I've got this mixed up now. So anyways, it's down below. And just by putting it into the group that's in there, I do 2 drawings a month. One is for, well, it depends where the people that are the random draws. It depends where you're from. If you are outside of Canada, I cannot give you product, but I can give you tutorials, and I have lots of tutorials that I can give away. Plus, also I have, or if you live in Canada, I can give away some sort of product, and I usually give away a stamp set. So in any event, I hope you enjoyed that. That was kind of like I say, it wasn't at all what I planned on doing, but that's okay. Things like that does happen. But take a look at this designer series paper. It really, really is pretty paper. So if you have an order of $200, you can get this as part of your host's product in there. So anyways, catch you tomorrow night. It's my Now What series. That's where I take something from that I have in my studio, and I show you different ways or a way that you can use it. So I hope you'll join me. That happens to be at 6:30 Pacific time tomorrow. So don't, oh, right. I know, thanks so much. If you did like that, make sure you give me the thumbs up. Remember to share my video. I do truly appreciate it. That is the best form of a compliment that I can get. And if you do live in Canada, I'd love to be your demonstrator. So have a great day, and remember to create, because it's great for the soul. Bye for now.